For all of you on the Ashley St Clair hate train, do you know who Linda Kasabian is and Leah Remini and what all three of them have in common? I bet you don't. Linda Kasabian was a 20-year-old girl who had just left her husband. She had a very, very, very small baby and she was drifting, looking for a family. And do you know the family that found her? The Manson family. They love bombed her. They made her feel chosen and they pulled her into the inner circle of their murder cult. Linda Kasabian is famous because she left the cult a couple of days later after the Tate LaBianca murders, where she was famously the getaway driver. She didn't participate in the murders, but she was the getaway driver. And Leah Remini, we all know her, right? She was 9 though when her mother brought her into Scientology. She never had a choice. She grew up inside of it. She was told she was like super special. She was put on this celebrity track, which was designed to like basically keep her in the organization forever, right? And Ashley St. Clair, what was her story, right? She was a teen. She was coming from a sheltered life. She was really seeking validation and she was pulled into that conservative cult and she was getting tons of validation there. And then she was further pulled into the orbit of the richest man on earth and she was told that she was special and she had a child. These women weren't stupid. They were targeted. In 1968 or 69, when Linda Kasabian finally broke free and testified against Charles Manson and the family and those that committed those murders, the public didn't see a brave young woman at the time escaping a cult. They saw a suspicious snitch, a bad mother who left her baby behind. They asked why was she there in the first place and what does she want and why didn't she leave sooner and why'd she go back the second night? Is she just saving her own skin by testifying? And on top of that, the family, the cult, was making death threats against her every day on the courthouse steps. But she still went in and she still testified. When Leah Remedy left Scientology, the public didn't see a woman that was finally breaking free of this organization that controlled her since she was a child. They saw a bitter celebrity cashing in because she wrote a book and she created a TV show. And they were saying, well, why now? And why is she so angry? She sounds like sour grapes. And then what did the cult do? Scientology built an entire website attacking her, trying to discredit her. And they harassed her and they had her friends publicly denounce her. But she continued to speak out anyway. And Ashley St. Clair started speaking publicly about Elon Musk last year. And the public now, because she's changing into those Get Ready With Me videos, now the public doesn't see, or a lot of the public doesn't see, that she's just a young woman exiting an impossible power imbalance. They're saying now she's a gold digger and why'd she get involved with him in the first place? And what does she want? She sounds bitter. Meanwhile, the cult of Musk is attacking her on his own platform and filing lawsuits against her, and MAGA has turned against her too. It's nearly 60 years later since Linda Kasabian participated in the trial for Charles Manson. And now we all, anybody that's familiar with the Charles Manson case, look back at Linda Kasabian and we say, and we see how clearly she was so young and so vulnerable, and how she was groomed and manipulated and under the influence of this man. But we also acknowledge how brave she had to be to leave and testify against this cult, with the cult actively threatening her life every day. But also, they were doing that, and we say, man, she was so brave because she was also dragged through the media at that time. Hindsight makes us generous. And over a decade later, we all look at Leah Remedy and we feel grateful. We see what she escaped and how she used her platform in a positive way to get others out. But hindsight makes us generous. But in real time, where we have this opportunity again, we're dragging Ashley St. Clair the exact same way as these other two women were. There's those same questions that are being asked, the same suspicions, the same why didn't she leave sooner? Why is she talking about it now? What does she really want? And I know that hindsight always will make us generous to the defector of the group, but it seems there's just so many people who are unwilling to apply that generosity in the moment when she actually needs it. And the coolest part, these are women who were preyed on because they were young and vulnerable and hungry to matter. And that vulnerability is exactly what made them targets. And now, when they break free and they tell the truth and they're talking about what's happening and inside, because they were in there and you can't dispute it because they were firsthand witnesses to it. People choose to weaponize that same vulnerability that they have to speak out about it against them. They say, she should have known better. And why'd she get involved? And she must want something. But you know what? All of the people that are saying that, you're just being a tool. We need out her. Because women have overwhelmingly defected situations like this. And they have risked their lives, just like Linda Kasabian, Leah Remedy, and now Ashley St Clair, to speak out, but it was to help others see the things that they saw and break out. So, why are we thinking this is any different with Ashley St Clair? Are y'all just not able to process this type of information in real time? Um, we all suspected what she is basically validating to be true. So, not sure I actually even understand the hate.